Om Sai Ram. Dear students, today we are going to deal with the interesting chapter Fun with the Magnets of 6th class. Now let us move to the content to know more about this. Dear students, you might have heard or listened about magnets and you might have played with the magnets. There are different kind of magnets, but you might be seeing in our daily life there are different kind of magnets. Whether if you take in the case of refrigerator, it is attached to the door, and if you take different type of instruments, you will have different type of magnets. For example, if you take in pin holders, so which hold the pin, it contains magnets. Even if you take pencil box lid, it consists of magnet. And even if you take iron surfaces like almirah, it contains magnets. Even if you take transistors, it contains magnets. Even if you take crane for example, so whenever any procession is going on, if you take for example Ganesh idol will be immersed. So while immersing the Ganesh idol, cranes will be adopted. So these cranes also contain huge magnets, so bulk magnets or strong magnets. So whatever we see in our daily life, we will use the term called magnet, but we have to understand what do you mean by magnet. So magnet is nothing but which attracts different pieces of iron, nickel and cobalt. This we term it as magnet. But we have to understand before going to that how magnets were discovered. How magnets were discovered. So there is a small story or short story, an anecdote which goes like this. So there was a shepherd by name Magnus living in the country of Greece, and usually he used to take his herd of sheep or group of sheep and goats on the mountain. So he used to graze that sheep and goats. So while grazing, normally you will be seeing shepherd will be taking one stick to control the herd. So this group of sheep. So this stick that he used to carry contains small piece of iron tip. It contains small piece of iron tip. So it has got at its end an iron tip. So this iron tip, one day he sat on his rock. So on a rock he sat with the stick. So while he was getting up, he was not able to get up because it was got attracted to that rock. So he has to use much force. He has to use much force to get it away from that rock. So such rock, they call it as natural magnet. It was termed by the scientists. So Shepherd has not named it. So after scientists have researched, they named it as natural magnet. And after some days, after some years, that rocks were called as magnetite. And in now these days we are calling it as a magnet. So therefore this is a brief history behind the discovery of magnets. Okay, so therefore we can tell, we call it as magnetite or we call it as natural magnet. And the city where that natural magnet or magnetite is found is called as Magnesia. Okay, we don't know the actual story, but they called it a city called Magnesia because it is a magnetite. They named it a city called as Magnesia. Next, we are going to discuss, after knowing this magnetite, a natural magnet. This natural magnet is not available outside stores, but it is available in the earth crust. So under the surface of the earth. Now what we will do here is, whenever you take magnetite, in this magnetite, it is made from iron, nickel, cobalt and aluminum. We can prepare iron, nickel, cobalt and aluminum. Such magnets we call it as permanent magnets. And the process of making magnets from pieces of iron is also discovered. So such magnets we call it as artificial magnets. One is, if it is made from iron, nickel, cobalt, we call it as permanent magnets, and otherwise we call it as artificial magnets. For example, if you take electric calling bell is there. So calling bell, door calling bell is made up of temporary magnet, not permanent magnet like iron. Okay, even if you take crane, so the magnet present in the crane, it is made up of temporary magnet. There are different type of artificial magnets. Like Bohr magnet is one magnet, horseshoe magnet is another magnet, ball ended magnet is another magnet, circular magnet is another type of magnet. Okay, but frequently we will use a magnet called Bohr magnet for our experimental purposes. Okay, after knowing this, we know about natural magnet, we know about artificial magnet, and after knowing this we have to understand what are the type of materials, that are present in the world or in the universe, in the earth crust. So the first type of materials we called as magnetic materials, the other one is non-magnetic materials. What are magnetic materials? The materials which are attracted by iron, nickel and cobalt and aluminum. These we call it as magnetic materials. Okay, and the materials which are not attracted by the magnet we call it as non-magnetic materials. We can take predominantly or mostly we will use the materials made up of iron and steel. What are the materials made up of iron and steel? They are nails, they are drawing pin, they are safety pin, hairpin, scissor and blade, hammer, spade, etc. are made up of iron. So therefore iron and steel are basically used materials for making different materials. Okay, so they are called as magnetic materials which are not attracted by the magnet. We call it as non-magnetic materials. Like we can take rubber, we can take plastic, we can take cotton. So there are different types which are not attracted by the magnet. Okay, so therefore after knowing this we have to understand what are the characteristics. So what is present in the magnet? We know what is natural magnet, what is a temporary magnet, what is permanent magnet. But we have to understand what are the particles present in the magnet. What are the features of a magnet? If you take the magnet for example, I can take a simple experiment we can do. You take iron fillings, you keep it on the floor where the magnet is present. So after some time what will happen? All these iron fillings got attracted towards the end of the magnet. If you see the diagram there, so these iron fillings are attracted mostly towards the end of the magnet. So why they are attracted towards the end of the magnet? They are having highest attracting capacity, because they are having highest force of attraction, highest attractive capacity. If you take the middle portion of the magnet, the particles will be attracted very less. These iron fillings will be attracted towards end of the magnet more. So such property where the force of attraction is more, if the force of attraction is very high, that we call it as pole of a magnet. Okay, what it is called? Pole of a magnet. Normally any magnet contains two poles, one is north pole, the other one is south pole. So the two ends of the Bohr magnet are called poles. One pole of the magnet is north pole, other pole of the magnet is called south pole. North pole is denoted by the letter capital N, south pole is denoted by the letter capital S. So therefore we have to understand, after knowing this we understood what is a natural magnet, what is a artificial magnet, and we know different kinds of magnets are there. So after knowing all this we have to understand what do you mean, how do you find directions in the magnet, because I told you magnet contains two poles. In the earlier I told you poles of the magnet by saying I told there are two poles, north pole and south pole. But we have to understand how the magnet will show the direction, why it is used, because in the ancient days when the technology was not there, normal travelers were using magnet to know the direction of a particular city or of a particular place. Okay, usually they used to have pigeons to know the direction of a particular place. They used to send the letters through pigeons. But what has happened now, because some technology has improved, they use some instruments. To find the direction of the magnet. Okay, how to find out? So they found out by means of a method called compass. Okay, so this property we call it as directionality property. How we will know direction means, suppose if I suspend a magnet. So if I suspend a magnet here, so assume this is a magnet. So you take the magnet and suspend it by means of a thread, and it contains north pole and south pole. You take the thread and you hang it for some time. So after hanging it for some time, what will happen? So the magnet will come to rest in north and south direction. So by which we can know the directionality property. We know the direction of that particular place. How we know means, because I told you Earth is a huge magnet. So because Earth is a huge magnet, automatically what will happen? So Earth also contains North Pole as well as South Poles. If the North Pole and South Pole of the Earth combines with North Pole and South Pole of a magnet, then the magnet will come to rest. The magnet will come to rest. That is called as directionality property. I wrote here, the freely suspended magnet always come to rest in north-south direction. Okay, this is used by the ancient travelers like Chinese, like Vasco da Gama. He also used, Vasco da Gama traveler, he also used this kind of directionality property and found out the direction of India. So therefore, we call it as directionality property. In this directionality property, they always suspend with a thread. They always suspend with a thread and they will know the direction of a magnet. Now, in the later years, they came to discover a new instrument called compass. Okay, what the compass consists of? Compass consists of a small box. So if you see here in the diagram, so a compass consists of this glass, this needle is there, and it consists of circular glass box is there, and you are seeing here different directions are there: north, northwest, southwest, west, southeast, south and east. There are different directions, and this is called a dial. This is a dial where different directions are indicated, and this is a needle. If you see the magnetic needle here, in this magnetic needle, so one needle is painted, one end of the needle is painted with red color. We might paint with any color, but here for our understanding, we have to understand that it is a north pole, they painted with this color, and south pole they have not done any painting, because it is a common sense that this will become north pole and this will become south pole. Even any manufacturer will do like this. So this is a compass which is used to denote the direction of any place, any particular place. So therefore, I told you here, the north pole of the magnet needle is usually painted in different color. It may be any color. Even compass box is rotated. If you see here, the compass box can be rotated. This is freely suspended. It will be freely, it is not tight, it will be very free. We can rotate it in any direction. So we will rotate until the painted end is there, no? The painted end towards come to north pole. If it come towards north pole, it is a common sense that this will become north pole, this will become south pole. Thereby, you can find out the direction of any place, of any country or any nation. So this property we call it as directionality property. Okay. So we learned about different concepts: natural magnet, artificial magnet, discovery of magnet. Now coming here, we have to, how we can make your own magnet, because there are different type of magnets in the earth, but we have to understand how we can prepare our own magnet. How we can prepare our own magnet means, let us take a simple activity. In this simple activity, I will take one iron bar. Iron bar is nothing but a non-magnet. So I have to convert it into magnetic material. How we will make? I will take one bar, iron bar. Now what I will do is, I will take one bar magnet. You can take any magnet, but bar magnet will be very easy to understand. So I will take north pole and south pole, because it contains two poles. Now what I will do is, after taking, while doing this experiment, you have to understand that, you have to keep it in mind that we have to use any one pole of the magnet while doing experiment. So I will take here south pole. So this south pole of the magnet, what I will do is, I will go on sliding towards the other end of the iron bar. So now I will slide it. So now I will come here, this south pole will come here. Again what I will do is, I will take this bar magnet, again I will keep it here at the beginning of the iron rod. Okay. Now again what I will do, again I will slide towards the other end of the iron rod. Like this, again I will take this south pole, again I will slide it from one end of the rod to other end of the iron rod. So how many times we have to do like this means till this non-magnetic material will be converted to magnetic material. So this is the process. This is the process how we can make your own magnet. Okay, we can do any magnet like this. This method we call it a single touch method. Single touch method. By using a single magnet, single bar magnet, we can convert non-magnetic material to magnetic material. But there is no guarantee that 100% magnetism will be there in this magnet. Only 40 to 50% magnetism will be there in this iron magnet. Okay, so this is the process. There is another process called double touch method. By using two bar magnets, I will keep another bar magnet here. Again, I will do the same process. So one magnet, one south pole will be coming here, another south pole will be coming here. So thereby what will happen, this non-magnetic material again will be converted to magnetic material. There are two methods, single touch method and double touch method. Using these methods, we can make non-magnetic material to magnetic material. This is the process. Now I told you here, this is the process, but you have to use only one pole. By using one pole of the magnet, we can do this experiment. Otherwise what will happen, one time you do south pole, one time you do north pole, automatically it will be confusing, and thereby what will happen, you can't magnetize the material properly. Okay, so this method, using this method, we can make your own magnet. This is the process. Next here what will happen, now we have to understand, after knowing all these, after knowing what is the permanent magnet, temporary magnet, the poles of the magnet, after knowing this, we should have some cautions. We should hold the magnet in such a way that it is not getting damaged, because after all, magnet is also a material, but we have to understand how we can take care of it. Okay, because we should not heat the magnetic material. If you go on heating the magnetic material, what will happen, whatever the atoms, atom means a small minute particle present in the universe. So if you go on, they are regularly arranged in the magnet. So if you take this magnet here atoms, small particles are arranged in this manner regularly. Now if this is the matter, if you go on continuously heating the magnet, automatically what will happen, the arrangement gets disturbed, the arrangement of the magnet will get disturbed. This existing magnetic material will be converted to non-magnetic material. Okay, that is why care must be taken, it should not be heated or overheated. Okay, next we should not hammer the magnetic material, because already I told you the arrangement of the atoms get disturbed. So if it is get disturbed, it is not called as a magnet. And third process, if you take, we should not drop any magnet from some height. So I told you, because the arrangement of atoms will be getting disturbed because of the presence of air resistance. Whatever the air force is there, that air force will also try to disturb the arrangement of the atoms in the magnet. Now therefore, that is the reason why these are the precautions or the measures we have to take while dealing with the magnet. So therefore, there are different kind of precautions, but these are the most important precautions. And not only that, whenever you are handling the magnet, you should put one wood here. So wooden plank will be there. So this is one magnet, other magnet should be put like this. Okay, in between this wood will act as a non-magnetic material and won't allow these two magnets to attract with each other. What will happen if you won't do like this means, if you won't use any wooden rod, suppose if I use directly magnet, I won't put any wooden block, automatically what will happen, these two magnets get attracted, the magnetic property will be loosed. So therefore, there are different properties for different precautions to maintain a magnet. Even though it is a magnet, it will have its own limitations. So therefore, this is, and to keep them safe, bar magnets should be kept in pairs with unlike poles. I told you unlike pole means one should be north pole, other should be south pole, and it should be separated by a piece of wood. So therefore, with these precautions, we can maintain the property of magnet. Okay, so Sai Ram and thank you.